and open up our PowerPoint. So we're on day 5, cloud computing. Yesterday, I already talked about the different cloud storage devices, and we talked about how much space you get in each of those for free. That will be on the exam. Don't ask me why, because who wants to memorize something like that? But whoever designed that test thought it was an important question. The next thing, and this is a little bit of a repeat, we've talked about SAS before, but it will come up again in the computing fundamentals test. SAS stands for software as a service, software as a service. And it's a software distribution model in which a third party hosts applications and makes them available to customers over the internet. Things like Google Docs and Office 365 are good examples of software as a service. It used to be when we wanted to load a computer program on our computer, we would go to Best Buy or Costco, wherever we purchased our software. We'd go buy the box and then we'd install it using CDs. However, if there was a change made, we would have to go buy the newest version. With software as a service, what you're paying for is a subscription to that software. Okay, for Office 365, you pay a subscription fee and you're constantly getting the newest version. So some of the benefits of this distribution model is it usually is less money, especially if you're going to run it across your entire organization. You're paying a subscription fee and you don't have to go around and install that software on everyone's computer. So that makes it also more scalable for the organizations. You don't have to have people running around making sure that your laptop has the latest, greatest software on it. It also ensures that you're always using the most current version of the software. So they'll ask you about SAS. Make sure you understand what it is, and you could give an example of it. The other thing they test is that you know what CRM. As you know, in computers, they love to use acronyms. So they're testing, do you know what a CRM is? CRM stands for Customer Relationship Management Software. It's used a lot by people in the sales organizations of a company. It helps them manage their leads and their contacts. You know, when do I think this deal is going to close? It helps drive profits in an organization because you're maintaining your customer base, what they're interested in purchasing from you, how, you know, who do they report to, etc. So not only do sales organizations use it, but sometimes marketing individuals use it, and sometimes even technical support people, like on the phone, customer relationship. So they will ask you if you know what CRM stands for. The next slide is all about Google, okay? And I am going to do a demonstration about Google Docs. Google Docs is a free service, as long as you have a Gmail account, you have access to a lot of different tools in Google. There's Google Docs, which is like a word processor like Word. There's Google Sheets, which is like a worksheet, Excel, and there's Google Slides, which is similar to PowerPoint. So I'm going to demo Google Docs, and we're going to talk about uploading and downloading information into Google Docs. When you are using Google Docs, you generally are saving by default in Google Drive. So let's say I created something that I wanted all of you to see. I would put it in my Google Drive. There would be one copy of it, and then I could share it with all of you so you could go in and look at it. I can also grant different permissions for you. I'll give you an example of when I used it, just to kind of get your mind thinking. We were going on a vacation where we rented a houseboat with another family, and we were kind of deciding what food everyone was going to bring. So I just kind of started a list in Google Sheets, and then people could say what they were going to bring. The document was shared, so at the time, everyone knew what they were responsible to bring. Have any of you used Google Docs or Google Sheets before? I'll look at your answers in chat. Okay, Norma says no. Conrad, no. Google Docs, okay, and okay. All right, so first I'm gonna open Google Chrome, and I am going to sign on to, I'm actually already signed into my Google. If you weren't signed in, you would sign in using your Gmail account. And then I'm going to click the little 9 dots. And this shows me all the applications that I have access to in Google. And you see there's a bunch of them. Some of them, I'm not even sure exactly what they do. I have been learning more and more about this Google, where is it? Google Voice. Oh, I don't even know why. Oh, there it is. Oh, no. I don't know why it's not in this one. In my other Google, there's one called Voice, so I can send text messages, etc., to you guys. So I'm going to go down to Google Docs. There it is. And I'm going to open Google Docs. Notice I am in a browser. I did not launch this from my desktop. I needed a browser to go into this software as a service. Just like in Word, you have some templates that are available to you. So if you want to create a resume or send a letter to our mayor, I'm going to open up that letter just so I have something that I'm working with. Now, the interface with Google Docs is a little bit different than Microsoft. Notice you have words up here, but these are not tabs. These are drop-down menus. This is what Word looked like many versions ago if you used it back then. you do have buttons up here, and some of the buttons you may recognize or know what they do because we did them in Word. So I brought up this template, and this is where you put the name of the file. So I'm going to call this letter to Mayor Hancock. Okay. And notice it is saving it. When I clicked up here, you see it's by default saving that into my Google Drive. So I will have it available no matter if I'm sitting at my laptop, I'm at school, or I'm at my desktop. I will always have access to it because it's in the cloud, not on one of my hard drives. All right, and then I'm going to I'm replacing text here. And I'm typing along. Okay, and I could ask him, I don't know, tell him he's doing a good job or a bad job, depending on your thoughts. We won't get into that tonight. So there was a template there. You'll notice things like I can highlight text, I can bold text, I can Control C and Control V. Oops, that was something, hold on. Control C and Control V, those work just the same as they did in Word. You have things like alignments, line spacing, numbering, bulleting, and indenting and decreasing your indent. Now, you won't see near as many buttons in Google Docs as you did Word. Why? Because Google Docs is free. So you're not going to get as many options in Google Docs as you got in Word. Let me scroll back up. And now what I want to do is I'm going to I don't know why my menu went away. Hold on 1 minute. That's weird. Document outline, print. Oh, somehow it got put over here on the side. Hold on. Oh, I know why. I think I had accidentally zoomed in on this. That showing me. I am perplexed right now. Hold on, give me a minute. I don't know why did you scroll up? Yeah, I am scrolling up. I know. It's like now I can't even see those options. That is so weird. Let me just hit the back button and see if anything happens. Well, here's my document. Let's re-bring it up. Okay, I don't know. Computers can be so frustrating, even though I've been using them for 30 years. This is what I wanted to show you is these options. So you have to sometimes do a little bit more digging in Google Docs, but it's free. Okay, so if I wanted to insert a table, okay, you see it's pretty similar to Word. I can tab across or shift tab to enter things. It's just sometimes being able to locate where that information is in Google Docs. So they're in drop-down menus, and then you have to scroll over. Now, the last thing I'm going to do is this is automatically saved. That's something that some people get nervous about because they go to the File tab and they're like, oh, where's save? There's no save button. There's no little save up on the quick access toolbar like there is in Word. That's because it's automatically being saved as you're working on the document. You are in the cloud, okay? There is... over here is the blue button for share. So let's say I wanted to share this document with one of you so that we could collaborate on this letter to the mayor. So I would click the share button, and when I click share, I can add people who I want to share this with. I'm just going to share this with myself at a different email address, okay? And here I can specify what type of privilege or permission this person has. Do I want them just to be able to view the document? Do I want them to be able to comment and make suggestions to me? Or do I want them to have full editing capabilities? I'm going to just let them view the document, and I'm going to send this off, and I'm going to say share anyway, even though that isn't a Gmail account. And now I will get in my Christine.bonzak@CCD email, I will get a notification that a document has been shared with me, and I will be able to open this document up. I also can do this. I can download this Google Doc. Download, we've talked about this term before. It means you're taking it from the cloud and bringing it down to your computer. So when you do that, you need to specify the type of document you want to bring it down as. So let's bring it down as a Word document. And down here in the corner, you see that it downloaded that file for me, and I can open that, and now it's going to open it in Word. I'll enable edits. Now I get my full screen, and I probably wouldn't want to keep this file in my downloads folder. We talked about the downloads folder last night, okay? I would probably want to move it somewhere so that I have easy access to it. So at this point, I probably would want to do a file save as and say where I want to move that file to. All right, so that's Google Docs. The next thing I want to show you is Google Sheets. So let me close this and let me go over and I am going to go back and I'm going to go back to my little dots and I'm going to bring up Google Sheets. And I'm just going to open a blank sheet, but just like in Excel, there are templates available for you, monthly budgets, annual budgets, to-do lists. And I'm going to open up a blank worksheet, okay? It looks similar to Excel. You have things like your fonts and your bolding. You have your functions, your auto sum functions, your filters, your inserting of a chart, which is interesting that it is on this part and not on the insert tab like it is in Excel. And you have your drop-down menus. Google Sheets does not have near the amount of built-in functions that Excel does, okay? Again, remember, it's free. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to do an upload. We did a download in the previous one. I'm going to take an Excel worksheet that I have already prepared and I'm going to upload it into the cloud. So I have it available in the cloud. So I'm going to go to the File menu and I am going to open. And I'm going to click upload because all of those other ones are files that are on Google Drive or that are shared with me. And I'm going to get one from my computer. Okay, so you might recall that we use this when we were doing key applications. I'm going to select some data in here. I'm going to go to my chart. And I've generated a chart. Okay, not bad. I spend a lot of my money for my coffee cafe in payroll. It makes sense. You have a lot of options in here. For example, you can change the chart type. I'll keep it on the one that we had. And you can make some changes down here. Not near as many options as Excel, but a good starting place, okay? And just like before, if I wanted to, I could share this document with someone. This is the name that it's saved under. If I wanted to save it under a different name, I would just click up in this box and put that name in there. And it tells me where it's saved, but it also lets me move documents around. So by default, anything you create in Google Docs, Google Sheets, or Google Slides are stored in the cloud. All right, any questions so far? Do you see yourself using any of these free services? Yes, good, yes. Once, yep, as soon as you upload it at Conrad, it saves. It's kind of like when I first started using this, I was so nervous that I wasn't saving because I'm so used to going up and clicking that button. I would just like be like, is it saved? But remember, right up in this area, it's going to tell you. And when I click there, you see how it says My Drive? That means your Google Drive. Okay. I know you have to take a little leap of faith that it is saving. But I will tell you, so not only do I do this job, but I am also, I just started a new job about 2 days ago where I am working as a program director for a non-for-profit that is mentoring high school students in engineering and architect. Anyway, they do everything in Google Drive so that all the people of the organization can easily get to these documents. And we share documents back and forth. So it's a little weird for me because I'm used to working so much in the Microsoft products. The Google products are different. Okay. You can usually find your way around, but I just know the Microsoft products very quick. So, I'm learning too. I learn every day, I tell my husband. All right, that was Google and Google Docs and Google Sheets. So let me close out. And it's weird because when you close the tab, Conrad, it's still there, I promise you. Okay. And now I'm going to look at our next topic, which is OneDrive. So OneDrive is Microsoft's, okay? There's always a competition and they can't make anything simple for us. So in response to Google, Microsoft said, okay, we got to provide cloud storage and we have to provide some free products as well. So Microsoft came out with Word Online, Excel Online, and PowerPoint Online. These are free versions of the software. You do need to have a Microsoft account, okay, if you want to use them. And let me show you what it looks like. So on my computer, I'm already signed in this computer to my Microsoft account. And yes, keeping all these account names and passwords are a nightmare. I can't even tell you how many I have. I would say at least 250, okay? So it is a nightmare to organize. But if I open my Windows Explorer, because I'm already signed into Microsoft, I see my OneDrive account right here. Okay, so OneDrive has files in it that, again, I wanted to share across my different devices. And let's go to, let me see which one I want to do. Well, let's open this one. I can't remember what's in this one, but all right, I'm going to right click it and I'm going to view it online. So what's going to happen is it is, oh, I don't want to do it in sign up for free. I should already. It's trying to get me to use Microsoft Edge, which I do not want to use. Hold on. Let me rearrange my screen. No thanks. Okay. I should already be signed in here. All right, don't save. All right. I'm just trying to organize my window because I have so many things opened. And let's go in. So I've opened up this Excel on my OneDrive, okay? Notice I have the tabs, but these tabs are not complete compared to the full version. You can especially see it when you go to formulas because you don't have that whole function library like you did in Excel. So this is another option that you can use instead of Google Sheets. Kids who are in Denver public schools are getting Chromebooks, and Chromebooks are created by Google. So they are using Google Docs, Google Sheets, and Google Slides. As your kids go through grade school through high school, they'll be creating presentations and reports using the Google products, okay? You can, just like in Google, you can share, okay? And you can save as. If you save as, I do like this part of Excel Online better than Google Sheets because I'm used to this format. So I can save it to OneDrive, I can rename it, I can download a copy, or I could download it as an ODS file. I don't even know what an ODS file is. I would have to look that up. Okay, so I just kind of wanted to show you two different examples of cloud storage and software as a service. So you can see the nature of using those documents in a browser. Anytime you're doing software as a service, you're using a browser to access that information. All right, I'm going to close all of this up, not the meeting. And I'm going to look at tonight's review questions. And then I have a few fun things to do at the end. So I will ask you to unmute. And there's 4 of us tonight, so we'll each take a question. And we will start with LaTanya. give an example of a software as a service application.
Office 365.
Yep, Office 365. Excellent. WebEx is another software as a service. Okay. Software as a service, usually you have a free version and you have a paid version. Okay. Who would benefit from using a CRM, Norma?
Most of the people that work in sales.
Sales, okay. It is designed, remember, it stands for customer relation management software, and it is used to keep your contacts. Okay. What are Google Docs, Sheets, and Slides, and can they be opened in Word? Michael?
There are online applications that allow you to do it use them for free. As for being able to open in Word, I'm gonna take a guess and say yes.
Okay, yes. Google Docs can be opened in Word. Google Sheets can be opened in Excel, and Google Slides could be opened in PowerPoint. Okay. Conrad, what are advantages of using SaaS applications, software as a service?
So if you subscribe to a service, you're constantly getting the updates of the service. It's constantly just updating. You're getting all the new stuff. Yeah, as well as storage space, like 365.
Yep. And upgrades. So upgrades are easy. Maintenance is easy, especially if you're in a company. If you're subscribing to Office 365, you don't have to run around to everyone's computer making sure they're using the latest, greatest. And some mornings I wake up and I'm like, hey, that's a new thing on my ribbon. I wonder what that does, you know? All right, last one. What are the differences between Word Online and Word 365? So Word Online is the free version, doesn't have as many of the options, and Word 365 is the subscription-based Word and is the full version. Word 365, you launch from your desktop, whereas Word Online, you launch from a browser. Okay. All right. A few fun things for tonight that I just wanted to talk about. The first one actually isn't that fun. It's just an acronym that I remembered as I was sitting down preparing for today that they ask about. And it was the acronym LMS. Does anyone know what LMS stands for? In the computer world. It probably stands for something else in other worlds. LMS stands for Learning Management System. Moodle is a learning management system, okay? D2L is a learning management system, Blackboard. So it's any time that you have content that you want presented kind of like in a classroom environment and you want to track the people, you know, have they done A, B, and C? You might have assignments or tests that they take. All right. The next thing I wanted to talk about is storage on your computer. So many times what happens is your hard drive, especially if you store a lot of pictures, might start to get full. So how can you tell how much storage you have and how can you clean up your storage? So if you go to your settings, And in settings, you go to system and then storage, okay? So this is telling me that I have a lot of space left on my C drive, okay? My C drive has 238 gigs of storage. I've only used 53, okay? It's showing me here what's taking up space, okay? So I have some temporary files that I could remove that are taking up space. Temporary files are files that you have downloaded usually from the internet. When I click on this, it's doing a little cleanup here. And there are check boxes over at the left. And I can say that I want to clean all my temporary files off by checking and unchecking these items. I'm going to uncheck that one. And there's a description of these things, Windows, non-critical users, okay. Those are fine, those are fine. Error reports, okay. So when I say remove files, it's going to delete those files and clean up. See how it says it's purging? It's cleaning up my storage space and giving me a little bit more room. We'll see how long this takes. What are some ways that you make room on your computer to store more documents or more photos? We talked about one already.
External hard.
External hard drive. Okay, you're putting it up.
Move to the cloud.
Put it up to the cloud. What about zipping? Remember we talked about zipping?
Compress them and zip them. You could put them in their own folders and organize.
Yep. Okay. So this is still running.
I got 913 gigs.
Let's see if I cleaned off some of mine. All right, this is still running, but you see that I can clean off my folders and files. The other thing that you can do, and I, especially on my desktop, I've done this, it's called doing a disk cleanup. Without getting real technical, basically, when files get stored to your hard disk drive, okay, they sometimes are not stored continuously, and there's little parts of them all over the place. And if you can do a disk cleanup, it will clean up your hard drive and sometimes even free up space and make the accessing of your files a little bit cleaner and faster. So if I type in disk cleanup, you see there's an app in Windows 10 that's going to allow me to do a cleanup. And just like before, I can select those things that I want to clean up. And I'm going to say, so it's telling me I could free up 342 megabytes of disk space on my C drive by doing these things that are checked. And when I run it, it's scanning my hard drive and allowing me to clean that up. So that's just something, come the first of the year, I might do that once a year, once every other year.
What about defragging your site?
Defragmenting,
Yeah.
yes, you can do that too. See how I did?
Yeah.
Are some of you not hearing me? I'm getting messages. I know Connor can't. I think Michael is, hold on, let me just see if he's back. That's still going, so I'm going to let that run in the background. And one thing that we talked about last night was the task manager. Did any of you try using the task manager?
Computer was running real slow, so I set it to see what was going on, but nothing came up.
Okay, what did you finally do, Conrad?
Shut down, rebooted, and then started cleaning up and getting rid of some of the garbage files, like your computer's bought with some of that stuff. I noticed I get this thing, and I think it's junk, but it's a driver restore, but it's not from Microsoft. It's like in relationship with Microsoft, so I think it's like spam. And it's almost like my computer's getting spammed by it. So I got to delete that too. I got to install it.
And you can go to the device manager and see if you can find the name of that driver in the device manager.
Yeah.
Okay. The other thing that I just wanted to remind you, and then we'll call it a night, along the bottom here, this is called the task bar. And the task bar can be customized to those applications that you use a lot, okay? So you notice I have certain applications, what are called pinned, P-I-N-N-E-D, pinned to my taskbar. So let's say I wanted to, now I have a bunch already here, but let me think of another one. Okay, let me do Zoom. If I wanted to pin this to the taskbar, I would right click on the application and I would say pin it to the taskbar. When I do that, it will add that icon to the bottom of my taskbar for me. And if you want to take one off the taskbar, you right click on it. Hold on, I have so many things open. You right click on it and unpin it from the taskbar. That won't delete the application. It's just taking it off the bottom taskbar. It's kind of like the quick access toolbar that we had in the Microsoft applications, and you can customize this, okay? All right. One other fun thing, I think I've shown you guys this before, but I have been having so much fun with these. I wanted to bring them up again. If you go to the Insert tab, and this is very new, like I would say in the last 45 days, Insert Icons. There are all these fun little icons that you can incorporate into your documents or on your slides. So let's see, let's look under bugs. And, oh, I like the honey bees. And I'm going to insert those into my document. I can make this bigger. I can change the color. Okay. I can have a lot of interesting things without having to go to clip art, and they're very simple designs which are nice, especially in PowerPoint presentations. All right, that's what I have for you tonight. I will see everyone back here tomorrow. Tomorrow, we're going to be going over security, and then Thursday, we'll wrap it up. All right, everyone have a good night. Be safe.
Thanks, you too.
Good night.
Bye.